So obviously developing a young team, that's been in terms of footy lessons, that's probably don't get much more brutal than that, do they?
I'm sure there's positives out of that game, but I can't find any yet. No, I mean, enormously disappointed to give up a lead and to play so well for so long and to not be able to retain it. Part of our learning, and we're all looking in the mirror and wondering what we could have done differently. And as coaches, did we pull the right strings? Did we do the right things? And I think the more close games we play, the better we will get at them. We haven't done a lot of scenario training, a lot of 2 goals up, 2 goals down, 10 minutes to go. We haven't done a lot of that training because being in games has been a challenge for us across the course of the year. And as we develop our group, we're going to get better at dealing with those moments. And we had some players who really stood up, and some who have got some learning to do. And even the way we communicate with each other out on the field, we didn't get much right in the last quarter.
Do you think that might be the next evolution for this group, to train those moments that you're talking about sooner rather than later, possibly?
Yeah, I think the first thing that's most important for this group is consistency. Our last 3 games, you couldn't question how we've gone about it. I think for the 2 before that, you could. So if we continue to put games together where we give ourselves a chance, then we can start to train more scenario-based work. We got an 8-day break this week, so that extra day will give us an extra session, and we'll be able to do a bit of scenario work. And it's one of those things that you got to put. You're always allocating time, and that's going to become more important as we surge up the ladder.
What do you think it was in that last quarter? Lack of legs, or do you think it needed to be shell a bit, or how do you see it?
Oh, I mean, I'd have to watch it in detail to work it out, but certainly a lot of those things. So we kept trying to attack at the start of the quarter, and a lot of things went wrong, a lot of skill errors, and we made some mistakes, and that gave them some momentum. And then as we tried to slow the game down, we sort of weren't all on the same page, and we had some trouble getting the message across to everyone. And we got some players who did some things that just showed a lack of experience, and that's not. Wasn't really on them. It was about our communication, how we get it across to everyone. And I thought, they were coming, and could we hold them off for long enough? At the start of the quarter, we certainly thought if we can find ways to score, then they can't win. And we went with that for a while until it was clear that that wasn't going to work, and then we tried to run the clock and didn't quite run it for long enough.
How the players up to that? Do you have to give them a bit of a rocket or a bit of a gentles and mixture, or how do you sort of approach the result like that?
I think as a coach, what you want with your playing group is for them to know and to find ways to improve the quickest way possible. And sometimes it's carrot, sometimes it's stick. And I think as a coach, you have, there's a whole range of us, there's a whole group of us as coaches that, there's some players that work really well with being encouraged and cuddled and brought along on the journey, and some who enjoy actually being told that's not good enough and eyeballed. So a little bit horses for courses, but certainly as a group, we need to start holding ourselves to a higher and higher and higher standard the further we go. And I think today we proved that our best footy is, it's pretty good. But if we fall away, if we don't have the mentality needed at different stages in key moments, that we're gonna fall away badly and get run down.
The other side of the coin is you did get out to a 6-goal lead, and you played some pretty ferocious footy. Like, you must take some positives out of that going forward.
6-goal lead. Can you talk more about the positives? Because I can't feel any yet. But when you say, rationally, I understand a 6-goal lead against the Tigers, who have been in great form. The rational part of my brain is saying that sounds good, but I can't find any positives at the moment. Going into 3/4 time, walking downstairs, I think they had the last 2 or 3 shots in the last minute of the third, and it was like, even that was just a bit of disappointment. Okay, we gave up a couple of things we shouldn't have then, and then going into the last quarter with this great optimism that we've got a lead, we've got a 30-point lead going into the last quarter. Let's start again. Let's try to attack. Let's try to play the right way, and then just a lot of things went wrong. So, but I'm glad we were 6 goals up. That sounds good.
Another positive to give you is the form of Chad Wingard. He's sort of been under the microscope a bit this year, but that was probably one of his better performances of the year.
Yeah, I think his last month has been really, really good. So even during the week, he got a pretty nasty hit last week in the lower leg, and I actually wasn't sure. And I said to him on Thursday, don't be a hero. You don't have to force yourself to get up. Like, if you're not okay, it's all right. We'll just play next week. And he trained really well. He really was desperate to play. He goes out there, and I think the thing with Chad is he can do some special things which help you score. And we've had some trouble scoring. Our scores per inside 50 have been pretty low for the last little period, and he's certainly one guy that when he gets involved in the chain, we're much more likely to hit the scoreboard. So pleased for him. He's put in a lot of work, and his body's given him up a few times, but now he's done a lot of work and he's actually standing up, and he's been really consistent for the last month.
Ned Reeves was reported for a dangerous tackle. What did you make of that?
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I know one of the coaches said that he might get reported for that. But you're always moving on with the game and you're always looking at the next thing. So I haven't seen it at this stage.
Where's Denver at, Sam? He's brought him in as a forward, but just really seems to be struggling at the moment, doesn't he? Denver Granger Barris?
Yeah. So I think obviously didn't perform particularly well today, but he's playing in a foreign position. He's only played there for sort of 3 or 4 weeks, and he's a talented player, and we're just trying to find a way to get the best out of him, and we haven't quite been able to click it all together for him yet. But he'll continue to work hard and find his feet, and we'll see what we can make of him. Because I do still think, and most of the coaches we think that long term he's going to be a really good defender for us. That figuring out how teams play against you is part of his learning curve, and we hoped he would give us a contest in front of the ball, which he did okay today, but clearly wasn't able to get on the end of it.
Let's take one more.
Will you persist with him at AFL level, or might he need to go back to that level again next week?
I don't answer your selection questions on a Thursday. I'm not going to answer them on a Saturday, so not sure. All right. Thanks.